Everyone has heard the saying, the Chargers charger. And I'm sick of this saying. I'm sick of the analysis that the Chargers will never be nothing. They'll never be good. They'll never be great. They'll never win anything because of what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even last year. This isn't Phillip Rivers. This isn't LT. This isn't Mike McCoy or Anthony Lynn. This isn't even San Diego. These Chargers are different. It's a new season. It's 2022, guys. It's a new season of Charger football. And in 2022, the Los Angeles Chargers are for real. Doubting this football team that we have never seen play before because of their past, because of rosters and teams that are not even connected to this one, makes absolutely zero sense. Zero sense. The Chargers are ready to surge. They're ready to bolt up. And in 2022, you should stop doubting them because you think they're going to Charger. Side note, I need to clarify something. Every great Chargers team that has existed over the last 20 years, whether it's been 2018, 2007, 2006, 2013, any great Charger team you look at, they've lost to either Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. I don't think neither of those players are in the AFC. So you're basing your analysis of the 2022 NFL Los Angeles Chargers team on teams from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago that lost to one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Not only one of the greatest or the greatest, but the greatest or one of the greatest in their best seasons. The Chargers at their best lost to Peyton Manning when he threw over 50 touchdowns, lost to Tom Brady when he threw 50 touchdowns. I mean, you got to look yourself in the mirror for a second. These teams weren't chargering. These teams simply lost to Hall of Fame greatness. To me, Justin Herbert has a higher ceiling than Phillip Rivers ever had with the Chargers. And I really like Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers was a great quarterback. He's borderline Hall of Famer. But I believe that Justin Herbert, along with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, will go down as a top quarterback of this era in a way that Phillip Rivers didn't quite reach. Some of you will be sitting there saying, hold up, the Chargers last year, they had all these high expectations. Everybody thought they were going to be a playoff team. Everybody thought they were going to take a big jump and be this supreme squad in the AFC. And you might be kind of right. I mean, some people thought they would be good. Some people thought they would be a wild card team. I don't think anybody thought they would reach the Super Bowl. Anybody thought they would reach the AFC Championship. I believe I predicted they would make the playoffs, and they were very close to making the playoffs last year. But they did take a jump forward under Brandon Staley in his first season. And sure, maybe they disappointed slightly. But when you look at the areas where this football team disappointed a year ago, defense, they drastically improved their defense this offseason. This is a football team that clearly identified their weaknesses from 2021 and fixed them, I believe, entering 2022. Defensively in 2021, the Los Angeles Chargers finished 29th in points allowed, 23rd in yards allowed. They were 30th versus the run and 28th in yards per attempt. They were also dead last on third down, 32nd in the NFL. Despite all of that, they were still 12th best against the pass last season. Offensively last year, they were fantastic across the board. Top 5 in yards, top 5 on third down, top 5 in the red zone, top 5 in points, top 5 in basically every important statistic you could name. It was their defense that disappointed. It was the defense that let them down. But now the defense is coming back with a vengeance. They have 5 new starters entering 2022. Not just decent players, but all around good players, especially where they needed the most help. As I stated, the Chargers were arguably the worst team against the run in 2021. What did they do? They brought in 4 or 5 or 6 different football players to help fix this issue. And I believe this issue will be fixed absolutely this season. Not only due to Brandon Staley's improvement with his scheme in his second year, but through the personnel they have brought in. On the defensive line, they have brought in some beef. Some chunky guys in the middle of the interior defensive line that can help them stop the run. I'm talking about Sebastian Joseph Day, formerly of the Rams, who already played under Brandon Staley formerly and was, during that season, the best run stuffer in the NFL, with the most run stuffs in the NFL according to PFF that season. He brings in Morgan Fox, another player who played under Brandon Staley with the Rams the year that they were the number one defense in the NFL. Now, Fox isn't really known for his run defense, but he'll be a great sub rusher to support that defense on third down to possibly rotate with Sebastian Joseph Day, as he did in Los Angeles. And then you have Austin Johnson, formerly of the Giants, who's also a phenomenal run stuffer. Austin Johnson tied for 6th in run stops in 2021. And if there has been an area where the Giants have been really good over the last couple of years, it has been at stopping the run. And Johnson was really a big part of that. On the edge, of course, you know that the Chargers brought in the great Khalil Mack, future Hall of Famer. He was the best run defender at his position during 2020. He only played about half the season last year. So as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be phenomenal at setting the edge. He's been great at that throughout his entire career. Sometimes he always hasn't been at his best rushing the passer, but in terms of setting the edge and defending the run using his power, he's always been one of the elite players in that category and was the very best just 2 seasons ago. We already know that Joey Boza can stop the run, so you move to the second level. The Chargers brought in 2 linebackers to support their run defense. Kyle Van Noy, who can be a hybrid linebacker edge player, who's a phenomenal edge setter for the Patriots in the past, as well as a pass rusher who can rotate in, and a player that can play early downs at the linebacker position and not be too vulnerable in dropping back in coverage. He can do that as well. Kyle Van Noy is an extremely smart player. These veterans like Mack and Van Noy are just going to help this defense so much because of their IQ and help put players in the right positions. You're also talking about different players like Sebastian Joseph Day and Morgan Fox, who already know what they're doing inside this scheme, so it's not going to be too crazy. Khalil Mack as well played under Brandon Staley in Chicago. So all of these players are rather really smart players, or they've played under Brandon Staley before, and he knows what they're getting from them. Another player that played under Brandon Staley is linebacker Troy Reeder, who started over 10 games last year at linebacker for the Rams, including in the Super Bowl. He was actually pretty effective last year as maybe their top dog at the linebacker position with 2 picks, 2 sacks, and over 90 tackles in 2021 for the Rams. And if there is an area where he's really good, he's an okay player, but where he's really good is against the run. And that's where the Rams have been really good the last couple of seasons, especially in the playoffs where nobody could run on them at all. You bring in all these players to help one area of weakness. That run defense is going to be a lot better. What that means is the early down defense for the Chargers is going to be a lot better. What that also means is by adding more beef to the front four, you're going to be able to play more diverse coverages in the back end and get away with playing 2 safeties deep the way that Brandon Staley always wants to play. And that is going to largely affect how offenses have to play you and how you can play defense. Last year, the Chargers tried to play the Brandon Staley scheme with a lot of 2 safeties deep, and it didn't work out because they didn't have the beef, they didn't have the run stuffers up front to get away with that scheme. Now they can, and now they do, which means that on third down, instead of it being short third down situations resulting in the worst third down defense in the NFL, they will now be one of the best, because once you stop the run early, it's going to take away the run, or it's going to be a result of a 3rd and long. And then you have Joey Boza, Khalil Mack rushing the passer with J.C. Jackson, Bryce Callahan, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, all these pieces to cover. It's going to be really difficult to move the ball on the Los Angeles Chargers, resulting in an excellent defense. So the Chargers could potentially go from the 29th points against defense in the NFL in 2021 to a defense that could be top 5, top 3 in the NFL based on their personnel. Some people may say, oh, we've never seen it. We've never seen it. But I know what these players are capable of. I know what J.C. Jackson's capable of. I've seen every game of his career. I know what Kyle Van Noy is capable of. I know what Khalil Mack is capable of. And if you don't, then you're just not doing your due diligence on this football team, and you're simply being a lazy analyst. The Chargers are ready to roll on both sides of the football. Not only will they have a top upper echelon elite offense led by a fantastic quarterback, but they will also have a phenomenal defense. That partnership results in a very good football team that is for real in 2022. Believe in the Chargers. They will not Charger in 2022.